Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we wanted to film a grocery haul video, so I want to show you what we typically buy at the grocery store, as well as a how to read label. So I'm going to take you through the store with me and show you how I pick out like what would be a healthier option than another based on the label on the back of the food product. So I'm going to kind of show you how I do that, as well as show you like what we typically buy in a grocery run. So we live an hour away from the grocery store. Far. It is a full day event to go to the grocery store. Seriously, it takes like 5 hours. It's so long. And we typically buy food for about 2 weeks because it's so far away and we don't want to go like every other day. We don't have that luxury, and we like make a grocery list and plan out like dinners, mostly dinners, and then like an idea for lunch, and then just have like some good solid ideas for breakfast. And so we plan that out 2 weeks in advance, then we make a grocery list and we go to the store and we buy it all. So we'll show you what we typically buy for 2 weeks worth of food for us at the Kent household. Yeah. And it's gonna be fun. Today we're gonna be going to 2 stores: Costco, Connor's favorite,
love
obviously, and the food court. Seriously, sometimes Connor doesn't even help pick out stuff. He just like walks around and gets the samples, and I'm like, what have you been doing the whole time?
It's an easy place to get lost.
But it's all right. And my favorite, Whole Foods, obviously. It's like honestly probably one of my favorite places, and I feel so stoked every time I walk in there and find like a new product or new food item that I like want to try and get giddy about it. It's so funny. So yeah, we're gonna be going there today and showing you what we buy at each place. Our first stop is Costco, and at Costco we typically buy all the bulk produce that we use for the week for our meals, and then we buy like all the single items at Whole Foods, like the ones that we don't want to get in bulk. I'm going to show you as I go throughout Costco today kind of like what I look at when I read a label to make sure that a product is good. So let's say like I find some chips that I want to buy, I always make sure to check the label to make sure that there's no bad oils and things like that in it. So I'll kind of show you what I read for that as we go today. Crew, what do you want us to buy for food? Beets. What else?
Oh, that's a good option.
Yeah? What else?
Oh, those are good.
You'd want to avoid bad oils, and those bad oils are usually like sunflower, canola, like the seed oils. And the only way that they're okay is if they're high oleic. And so this one is popcorn and sunflower oil. So like I would look at this and be like, yeah, these things are amazing, but I probably wouldn't choose them because they have poor oils in them as a second ingredient. We try to avoid most processed foods. We try and get mostly like plants and like good protein and things like that, and try and avoid like the packaged items. But every once in a while we do want to buy like chips or crackers and things like that. And so for this one, you can tell in the order of the ingredients like what has the most in it. So this first ingredient is going to be the ingredient that is the most in this second, so it goes in order of quantity. So the first is wheat flour, the second one is cane sugar, so that means it has quite a bit of sugar in it for this big bag, if that makes sense. Something that would be a little bit better than the Boom Chicka Pop option would be this one, because so the first ingredient is organic popcorn, and the second one, Crew wants it, is organic sunflower oil. Because it is organic, it's usually a little bit cleaner than the other option, so it's still not the best thing that you could buy, but if you were going to get something like this is a better option than the Boom Chicka Pop. So in general, what you want to buy organic, how you know what produce you want to buy organic, is anything that doesn't have a peel that you're going to take off. That's what you want to buy organic. So things like berries, vegetables that you don't peel, you're going to want to buy that organic because the outside has like those sprayed pesticides if not. Something like a sweet potato, you don't need to buy organic unless you're using that peel. It's going to be peeled off, if that makes sense. Like a banana, you don't really technically need to buy that organic. It's not as important as it would be for like raspberries or blueberries. Another thing that we always look at when we read labels is the sweeteners. For example, something like protein powder, you're going to want to avoid the sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup, sugar. The only sweetener that is good or better for you is stevia, because it's a plant and it's not man-made. And so that's a good one. Honey and maple syrup are also natural forms of sweeteners, so those are better that high fructose corn syrup and cane sugar and things like that. Okay, another example to show you like oils and sweeteners is peanut butter. So here's a peanut butter that has sugar and hydrogenated vegetable oil in it, which aren't the best for you. And a better option would be this peanut butter that only contains dry roasted organic peanuts and sea salt. So it takes out the sugar and the oils completely. So we want to show you what we got. So we got these multi-grain tortilla chips to go with this salsa. And then we've got some almonds for making our own almond milk, some pecans for making our own granola, some beets for Crew's baby food because neither of us like beets besides Crew. He loves them. Some spinach for salads as well as freezing, so I got 2 of those for smoothies. We've got some buttermilk squash for making Crew some puree, eggs. These are one of our favorite pancake mixes that we use just like when we're just not feeling like making breakfast or when we're in a pinch. We just throw that together. And then we've got frozen mangoes for smoothies, some pears, lots of sweet potatoes. Those are super good, full of protein and good way to fill you up as well as be clean and yummy. We got avocado oil for cooking. We always use avocado oil, apples, bananas, pears, basically. You guys get the gist of it, broccoli. Okay, so as you can tell, we just try and fill our cart with a lot of produce because we want to eat as many fruits and vegetables as we can and stay away from as much of the processed food as we can. As far as meat, the things that we bought were salmon and frozen chicken. We try and eat meat just a few times a week. We're trying to eat less of it this year as one of our New Year's resolutions, but we did buy salmon and chicken. Also get asked a lot how much we spend on grocery shopping, and I know this can vary depending on where you live. We live in a state that is very expensive. Hawaii's food is so expensive. We typically spend about $300 every 2 weeks on groceries. And that is going to be like our food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's what we do. And then we typically go out to eat about once a week. So that kind of gives you guys an idea about how much we spend for Connor and I, as well as some solid foods for Crew. This place is literally my heaven. Whole Foods. It's like an adventure and experience. So I'll show you what we get. Wholesale section where you can go and just fill your own bags full of like rice, beans, grains, things like that. And so I usually buy like our oats here because I want to make sure I get organic oats so they're not sprayed with glyphosate, as well as my rice. I get that here in this wholesale section, and they have lots of fun like trail mix and things like that. I get like lentils and beans here as well. I literally just emptied this plate. What are you doing? Stop. Put that back. Crew, what is that?
Crew, this is for you. Happy birthday. Yeah. Want this one too? One more. These are good.
No.
Eat on.
Just stack it so high so you can't even see. Okay, stop. I'll show you what's in our Whole Foods cart. So we buy this coconut aminos as a substitute for soy sauce. We use that on like stir fry and lettuce wraps and things like that. We have some couscous as a grain. We're gonna make like a couscous salad. We've got some ground turkey for a soup we're gonna make. Hummus for dipping. We bought a bunch of oats, organic oats for making granola, as well as rice. Sliced almonds for salad. We've got kale, cilantro, some mushrooms, bean sprouts for a recipe, green onions, a red onion, and then we've got this whole wheat pasta that we're going to use for another recipe, and that is what we buy at Whole Foods. I wanted to film this video for you guys because I know that there is so much conflicting information out there about like what food is clean and what isn't, and what you should be eating and what you shouldn't, and there's so many diets and fads, and it's like so hard sometimes to know what you should do. And so I wanted to show you how to read labels so that when you go to the store you feel fully confident in picking out something that is going to be a good option for you and be healthy for your body. And so that's why I wanted to film this, as well as I've had a lot of questions about like what we eat as a family. And so I know that this isn't for everybody, like this isn't going to be the way that everybody has to eat, but for us, what makes us feel best and what we found, we eat dairy free, so we don't have any dairy. Dairy is like a really high allergen food, so we just try really hard to stay away from that, and we feel way better when we do. And we try to limit what's in a package and eat more plants, drink a lot of water. And we have tried this year to do only 2 days a week with meat, because I know that meat is like hard for your body to digest, and so we've just been trying to eat less meat. So that's how we do it. We try and not eat a ton of bread and just focus a lot on like those vegetables and clean protein and things like that. So that's how we eat. It's not how everybody has to eat or what is going to work out perfect for everybody, but that's what works for us. We're back home and I just finished unloading the groceries, and something that I just wanted to have you guys keep in mind is that we're definitely not perfect with the way that we eat. We definitely whoa, that kid just showed up. We definitely don't eat perfect all the time, but we really try hard when we're home to make sure that we aren't having processed food. So we just try to make sure that we don't buy those so that they're not easily accessible to grab, because when we're hungry and just want something fast, that's obviously the easy thing to grab. So we try just to not buy it so it's not even a temptation in our house. And then when we go out to eat and stuff, we definitely do eat like whatever we want and whatever we feel like eating. So it's not like we're completely limiting ourselves all the time. This is just what we found works for us. If you're looking to eat healthy and you just have no idea where to start, I wanted to put it out there that you can definitely use me as an example. If you just have no idea what you're doing, it would be a great place to start just by following like the way that I eat. And if you're interested and you want to have like a good guideline that will just give you like a bunch of healthy meals, as well as like a grocery list that's already made out for you, I actually made a guide. It's a 6-week wellness guide. It also includes 6 weeks of workouts, and it has a grocery list that is complete, like tells you exactly like how many peppers you need, like down to every detail, so you can just take it straight to the store. That goes along with the meal plan that I made. And the meal plan is a week long. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so you're welcome to check out that guide. I'll link it in the description if you just have nowhere to start and you just need some good guidance along the way. Always write out on our calendar what we're going to eat for the next 2 weeks, so we like meal plan 2 weeks in advance. So I wanted to tell you some of the recipes that we have so far. So for this next 2 weeks, we bought ingredients for like a kale salad. We're making bibimbap, if any of you have ever tried that. It's like a really good Korean dish. We're making sweet potato and black bean enchiladas, zoodles, grilled chicken kebabs, Mexican chicken burrito bowls, tofu stir fry, breakfast burritos, veggie curry, salmon with broccoli, caprese salad, and zuppa toscano soup. So those are just some examples of what we're making. And like I said, if you want some of those recipes, you can definitely check out my guide. It has all of our go-to recipes in there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you guys learned something about how to read labels and some good ideas that you can put on your grocery list for next time.